All right, good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Market Wrap with a SEBI registered expert. Today we have Arjit Garg. Arjit, thank you so much for joining us. We saw a beautiful rally today morning, and but the towards the end of the market, we saw almost the same level. Currently, Nifty at 23,719. What's your overall view on it? And please give us a complete wraparound.
Sure. Thank you so much for having me, Ripradaman, on this call. So let's quickly talk about what's really going on in the markets today. So Nifty closed with gains on a Friday. I know sounds a bit weird, but it's true. Nifty closed with gains of 0.27%, around 64 points at 23,719. The final closing it is at 23,748. And Sensex closed with gains of 0.31%, more than 200 points rally and closed at 75,415. The final closing has come down to close to 75,500. Now, the big positive part about the day was that Nifty has closed positively in green on a Friday. So, past from the past 2 months, we've been seeing that Friday fear is something which we are seeing, like we've seen multiple times, and sorry, on the last Friday as well, we saw the Friday fear markets had closed with loss of around 0.1, 0.2% last Friday. Today, we opened with a gap up, and the reason behind that is very simple. I load crude oil over here, and I think the reason is self-explanatory. If you just look here, we had already marked two levels, 110 and 105, and we were very sure 110 के ऊपर है मतलब डेंजरस है, 110 and 105 के बीच में है मतलब भाई sideways है, anything can go wrong. And below 105 is when we need to start celebrating. Okay, finally something good is happening in the market. Yesterday, a news came in that US and Iran are proceeding with the peace deal, and the peace stuff is now moving ahead. So they have some documents that they've shared with each other, and they're talking about it and they're moving ahead with it, which was a big positive. Crude oil, I was watching this last evening, and I was like, what went wrong? Like suddenly there's just one or two candles, and suddenly we're below 105. Like what really happened? And when then we checked on the terminal, we were like, okay, so something good is happening between US and Iran. Similarly, if you look at gold and silver, chalo gold mein to there's not much move. If you look at silver, again sideways with bullish bias, nothing there. But if you look at NCX crude, oh my god, what a rally here and what a fall you'd seen the last three candles, superb downfall. So Brent crude was one reason, जो global news ने trigger किया Brent crude को, that was one part. The other news is the good news coming in from the USD-INR pair. So last time we talked about, I think we were close to 97, 96.96, 96.84. Oh my God! Though what were those days? Everybody was panicking. Like what's really happening in the Indian with the Indian rupee? Why is the government not doing anything? And now yesterday, RBI released swaps for Indian rupees worth $5 billion. So people who had longed Indian rupee, they can now just buy the swaps and they can just cut short their position, which was again a good move from the bank, Reserve Bank, and now rupees down to 95.69. एक रुपए का fall है within 24 hours, which is huge. So these are the two primary reasons that have led the gap up move on Nifty 50 and in our markets. ठीक है, तो ये तो पॉजिटिव था ना. नेगेटिव क्या हुआ भाई? इफ एवरीथिंग इज पॉजिटिव तो ये ऊपर से क्यों हम लोग वापस से 23,800 850 से व्हाई आर वी डाउन? The reason is simple, just one line: Friday fear. We have been seeing this for the past 2 months. ठीक है, although peace deal हो रही है यूएस ईरान की, but even then volatility is still there in the market. Crude 105 के पास आया है, 100 के नीचे नहीं आया है, which means that the volatility is still there. Uncertainty के probability is still there that something might go wrong. कुछ ना कुछ तो फटेगा, या तो यूएस में फटेगा या तो ईरान में फटेगा. ग्लोबली कहीं ना कहीं कुछ तो होने वाला है. ये हमें कैसे पता? वी नो दैट अनसर्टेनिटी इज देयर इन द मार्केट. लाइक फॉर दिस we can also look at the India VIX. India VIX is the volatility index that we look at. So let me just quickly load India VIX right here. अब इंडिया विक्स अब एक ऐसा वॉलेटिलिटी इंडेक्स है, बहुत बहुत क्रेजी चीज है. इसके बारे में विल क्रिएट अ वेरी लॉन्ग वीडियो अराउंड इट, बट टू टेल यू इन शॉर्ट अबाउट इंडिया विक्स, whenever India VIX is above or close to 20, we have seen extreme volatility in the markets. थोड़ा सा अगर हम लोग पीछे जाके if you look at the numbers for March and April, आप देखो कहाँ पे ये 29, 30, 28. Oh my God, what a rally in India VIX. And at the same time, when India VIX is rallying, our Indian markets, Nifty 50 was down, almost 8% down. We have seen that in the month of March and April. सो इंडिया विक्स अगर नीचे गिर रहा है इसका मतलब अनसर्टेनिटी कम हो गई है, लेकिन नीचे गिर रहा है का मतलब कितना लेवल नीचे गिर रहा है भाई? 20 इज द लेवल दैट वी हैव। अबव 20 डेंजरस, बिलो 20 लाइक 20 to 10 इज द रेंज जहां पे इंडिया विक्स इज लाइक सेटल्ड। The more closer it is to 10, the less volatility you have, and the closer it is to 20, the increased volatility is observed in the market. Right now we are close to 20, 10 के पास भी हम लोग 17 में, एग्जैक्ट बीच में नहीं है, we are in the upper end, which means volatility तो है मार्केट के अंदर, that thing is there, that is sure. सो निफ्टी 50 में क्यों आई प्रॉफिट बुकिंग? वेरी सिंपल, इंडिया विक्स ऊपर है, अनसर्टेनिटी तो है ही मार्केट में। क्रूड ऑयल स्टिल अबव $100 नियर 105। यूएसडी आईएनआर ठीक है 96.96 से इट हैज कम डाउन टू 95, बट स्टिल द रिस्क इज देयर इन द मार्केट, राइट? सो these are the two major reasons globally कि मार्केट क्यों गिरा। एंड उसके अलावा वी हैड ऑलरेडी मार्क दिस लेवल, वी हैव बीन टॉकिंग अबाउट दिस फ्रॉम लाइक ages now, 2-3 weeks हो गए, we are talking about 23,800, 23,850. So this again was a profit booking zone. So these were the three main reasons why we saw profit booking in the Indian market during this session. Leave with that.
Got it. Also, one of the part of the reason why the rally was there today morning was because of the global markets strength that they gave. And also currently FI seems to be back. So what are your inputs on the same?
So if I can just quickly load up the global markets ka entire data here, you can see here that US market were positive yesterday. So let's wait for it to load in. Yes. So US market was positive. Dow Jones was on its life high. So if I can just load DJI, which is Dow Jones Industrial Average here. डाउ जोन्स लाइफ हाई के पास में क्लोज हुआ है 50,298। ठीक है, नैस्डैक एंड एसएनपी वर नॉट एट लाइफ हाई, बट दे आर नॉट वेरी फार फ्रॉम लाइफ हाई ईदर, राइट? सो द सेंटिमेंट इज पॉजिटिव फ्रॉम द यूएस मार्केट। एंड क्यों रैली हुई? रैली होने का रीजन भी इज वेरी सिंपल। मिडनाइट जैसे ही न्यूज आई, तो yesterday इवनिंग अराउंड 8:39 जैसे ही न्यूज आई दैट यूएस ईरान का पीस वाला एंटायर थिंग इज गोइंग ऑन एंड ब्रेंट क्रूड फेल, all of a sudden there was a massive rally in the US markets, right? So that was again major reason why US markets rallied. If you look at other global peers also, you look at Asia, अरे हरियाली हरियाली, everybody is celebrating the news that has come out, and even the European peers, France, Germany, UK, everybody is celebrating. So the momentum and the sentiment is positive globally, right? You talked about the FIIs data as well. So let's quickly look at the FII data, if they're selling or buying, what's happening. So if you look at here, the FII data, selling है, selling तो है, but if you compare this selling, if you just compare it historically, पहले जितना बेच रहे थे and अब कितना बेच रहे हैं, that number is changed. Earlier they used to sell 4,000, 8,000, again 4,000, 5,000. This was their average number. Every day they used to sell 6,000, 7,000, 8,000 crore in the market. Now that selling has reduced. So they're selling only 2,400, 1,500, 1,800. This reduced selling tells you that okay, they're not aggressively selling Indian markets. They're looking for a point jahan pe like it's like a favorable spot where they can start buying in the Indian market. On 14, 15, and 18th of May, they had bought some money in the Indian market. They infused money. So if you could just load that particular day, 15, 16, 14, 15, and 18. 14 को आप देखो क्या रैली आई है मार्केट के अंदर। इफ आई कैन जस्ट जूम इन, आई थिंक शायद से प्रॉपर्ली विजिबल नहीं होगा, आई विल जूम इन एंड आई विल शो इट टू एवरीवन। देखो भाई, सो 14th of May, look at the insane rally that has come in the market. Look at 15th of May, again a little sideways, but ठीक है, FIs had still bought in. And 18th of May, again Nifty नीचे आया and they bought the dips, right? So FIs are constantly looking at the right time and the right price to buy in Nifty, and वही चीज हम लोग को देखने मिल रही है। 18th मई को जहां पे उन्होंने बाय किया था एंड 15 मई को जहां पे उन्होंने बाय किया था, इस समय निफ्टी में हम वहीं खड़े हैं। वी आर एट द एग्जैक्ट सेम पॉइंट जहां पे हम लोग 15 मई को थे। एग्जैक्ट सेम लेवल 23,700, 23,800, सेम टू सेम वहीं पे। 2 हफ्ते कहाँ गए? कहीं नहीं, वहीं खड़े हुए हैं। दैट इज वाई FIs आर सेलिंग कि भाई कॉस्ट टू कॉस्ट निकल जाए, प्रॉफिट नहीं आ रहा तो क्या हुआ, एटलीस्ट वी आर नॉट इन अ लॉस। That is why we have seen reduced buying, reduced selling. But this is a very positive indication that FIIs are not aggressively selling the markets. They are looking for the right time and right price to buy. इसके सामने अगर आप DII activity देखें, the mutual funds, insurance, domestic institutions, what are they doing? Are they buying? Are they selling? Well, their buying has also reduced, but the reason for this buying is different. Earlier we had massive SIP inflows in our country. हर महीने 40-45 हजार करोड़ people used to put in the mutual funds and SIP में डालते थे. This month, in the month of April, May, when the data came in, the SIP inflows were reduced, and that reduced SIP inflow is visible on the buying as well. कि ऐसा नहीं है कि अंधे बाइंग नहीं करे, they are not buying blindly. They are looking for the right opportunity to buy in, and because पीछे उनके पास they don't have a lot of funds to buy in, that is why the buying has reduced over here. All in all, if you have to look at the trend, I think the trend is positive given that today is Friday and Friday ko we have closed in green. FIIs have reduced their selling, DIs are aggressively buying the markets, and global sentiments are also positive. I think the markets will break 23,850 in the upcoming trading sessions. Again, will it do it or will it not? That will again we'll do an analysis about that going forward in the session. But until now, the thing is clear that the sentiments are positive from FIs, DIs, and global markets. Deepadam.
Correct, correct. Currently, the sentiments do look very positive. Likewise, can we look at the stocks to watch out for the next week?
Sure. Stocks to watch out for interesting stocks that have come up on the radar. So the first stock is Naukri, which goes by the name of Info Edge. Now, why Info Edge has come up on my radar is Info Edge deals in multiple, like उनके बहुत सारे stocks हैं within their portfolio. So they have Naukri.com जहाँ से people they apply for jobs. You have 99 acres जहाँ पे people go ahead and they buy properties. You have Jeevansathi.com for online matrimonial site. All of this is owned by Info Edge. And आज इनके Q4 के results आए थे. So let's quickly like just not in deep, just overview हम लोग लेंगे कि what's really going on with their results here. So if you look at the revenue is positive, which is a big V. Again, it's a big positive. Expenses are fine, ठीक है. Operating profit is again increased. Your margins are increased from 36 to 38%. All in all, your profit before tax more than doubled quarter on quarter. Last quarter it was 393. This quarter it is 869. And your net profit is also more than double. So which is a big positive. More than 100% jump in your profits is like it's the best results that you could see. Year on year basis as well, you see the margins have improved more than 4.4%. Your operating profit has grown, your profit before tax and after tax profit has also grown. So these are like the crucial numbers that people should watch whenever they're looking at fundamental results. Now, ideally, you should look at balance sheet and cash flow statement as well. But because we are short of time, we cannot dive deeper into it. So let's quickly dive into the technical pattern. So like what's really happening technically on InfoEdge? Again, amazing consolidation over here over the past 2 weeks. And now from here, we've seen a breakup, right? So if I can just draw a rectangle over here to show you the range, this was the broad range that Naukri was trading in. Breakout आया. अब इस ब्रेकआउट को अगर आपको ट्रेड करना है तो बहुत सिंपल सी बात है, यहाँ पे कंफर्मेशन कैंडल आपको मिल गई है. इफ यू आर बाइंग राइट नाउ एट करंट लेवल्स ऑन मंडे, इफ यू फाइंड एट द सेम लेवल्स, that's a big opportunity for you. From here, you can buy Info Edge for the first target of the range high right now at 985, which is intraday high today. Your second target should be 1009, and your final target should be 1037. So approximately 10-12% की आपकी ऊपर की रैली बनेगी, एंड स्टॉप लॉस बनेगा आपका इस रेंज के नीचे एग्जैक्टली 1:1 के रेशियो, which is at 914. Right, so this is Naukri for you, which is InfoEdge. Again, amazing company, fundamentally sound company. अभी हमने इसको decode किया, fundamentally amazing company. Right, so this is the first company that has come up on my radar. Second company is Honasa. Honasa again, it's a part of consumer durable company, Honasa Consumers. Everybody knows it. Mixer, grinder, ये सब बनाती है Honasa company. इसके भी results have been fantastic. So results came in, I guess, in the second half of the market trading session, and amazing results. Just look at the numbers here, quarter on quarter, operating profit. First of all, revenue grew more than 12%. You look at the operating profits as well; they're up. Margins increasing more than 1% increase in jump in margins. You look at the profit before tax, positive, over 10% gains in its net profit as well. Right. So this solid numbers. Look at the technicals over here. It was a huge gap up because everybody knew that the numbers are going to be great. Jesse numbers are, you see a massive rally here, but now it's not the right time to buy Honasa. If you're somebody who's like, yeah, fundamental बहुत अच्छे हैं, let's buy Honasa now. You see this gap that is here in Honasa over here. Now, what's going to happen on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday is, even if the market is positive, Hunasa will not open with a gap up and then start trading above its all-time high. Hunasa would either open with a gap up and come back down, or it will open with a gap down. Why? Because in markets, we've discussed this earlier as well. In markets, these gaps have to be covered. जितने ये गैप बनेंगे यहाँ पे, जितना ये गैप बन के एंड मोर गैप्स इन द मार्केट, उतना ही ज्यादा अनस्टेबल एंड वॉलेटाइल हो जाता है दैट पर्टिकुलर स्क्रिप्ट. दैट कैन बी योर इंडेक्स और स्टॉक और एनी अदर स्क्रिप्ट दैट यू ट्रेड इन. कहीं पे भी गैप्स आर अननेचुरल. दैट गैप हैज टू बी ट्रेडेड बिकॉज देयर इज समबडी जिसने अपना ऑर्डर यहाँ पे लगाया होगा बट उनका ऑर्डर एग्जीक्यूट ही नहीं हुआ. So उनके साथ क्या होगा? What their order is still active there, right? So the markets will have to come down, trigger their order, and then come back there up from that particular level. So Hunasa में wait and watch. Don't blindly buy Hunasa right now. Let it cool down. Let it cover the gap. And at 362, when the gap is covered, that is when would be the right time to buy Hunasa, right? So this is the second stock that is on our list, Hunasa. And finally, we will talk about Varun Beverages. Varun Beverages, everybody knows it. It's the Varun Beverages manufactures PepsiCo in India, Pepsi, Cola, all of this. It's bottled and manufactured by Varun Beverages in India. Amazing results once again. ना आज की तो मेरी सारी लिस्ट यार फंडामेंटली अच्छे रिजल्ट्स की है. So again, you look at the quarterly numbers, over 100% jump in operating profit, more than 100% jump in profit before tax and profit after tax. Amazing results, massive jump in margins as well. Solid company, and that solid results are visible on technicals as well. वॉल्यूम के साथ में आप यहाँ पे देखें, जैसे ये अच्छी खासी रैली आई है, दिस रैली इज सपोर्टेड बाय स्ट्रॉन्ग वॉल्यूम्स. So this tells us that Varun Beverages is a strong stock to buy in. Maybe if you find it on the same levels on Monday, buy it on the current levels. Already all time high पे चल रहा है. Your first target should be 550 and your second target should be 560. Anything above that is bonus for you. If you hold it above that, all the best. But I believe risk to reward would fade away until 560 because we have already seen a steep rally in the stock. तो यहाँ पे 560 के आसपास में जाके there should be some point of correction at Varun Beverages there. So 560 would be the final target. स्टॉप लॉस आपको कहाँ पे लेना है? एकदम 1:1 रेशियो पे, यहाँ से 1:1 निकाल के रेंज लो पे 527 पे यू हैव टू मार्क योर स्टॉप लॉस, राइट? सो दीज आर द थ्री स्टॉक्स दैट आई टू टॉक अबाउट: इन्फो एज, नौकरी, फोनासा कंज्यूमर्स एंड वरुण बेवरेजेस. रिप्रदम.
Got it. Now let's look at some technical levels for Nifty 50 through open interest.
Sure. So let's quickly dive into the option chain analysis through our open interest. So amazing numbers here as well. If you look at the current strike price, which is 23,800, although यहाँ पे अच्छे खासे call हुआ है, and 23,800 is already marked on our levels as a key resistance, right? So जैसे ही futures, अच्छा, one important thing that I have to clear here, what most of the retailers they think is, जो at the money strike price है, उनको लगता है that it is the spot price of that particular asset. That is not true. Option move करता है based on your future price, right? So जो भी asset है, suppose Nifty है, if derivative trading is allowed on Nifty, Nifty का future होता है. That future contract is traded on the monthly expiry. तो May future होगा, June future होगा, July future, ऐसे हर monthly expiry पे आपका future trade करता है. And बेस्ड ऑन व्हाट प्राइस इज द फ्यूचर ट्रेडिंग, उसके बेसिस पे आपके एट द मनी स्ट्राइक निकलते हैं. एग्जैक्टली उसी के बेसिस पे आपके सारे ऑप्शन प्राइसेस मूव करते हैं, राइट? सो अगेन इस पे भी दिस इज अ वेरी डिटेल्ड टॉपिक. वी कैन टॉक अबाउट दिस फॉर लाइक 15-20 minutes, बट just to give you a heads up, this 23,800, which is the at the money strike price, this is not because the spot price is 23,800, it's because the future price is 23,800. So just wanted to clear that up for the viewers. नाउ एट द मनी स्ट्राइक प्राइस पे 23,800 पे कॉल ऑप्शन कॉल हुआ है बहुत ज्यादा है, एंड 23,800 हमने ऑलरेडी यहाँ पे एज अ रेजिस्टेंस मार्क कर रखा है, विच मीन्स 23,800 पे अच्छी खासी लॉन्ग कवरिंग आनी चाहिए. तो मतलब अच्छा खासा पीपल हु हैड द लॉन्ग पोजीशंस, दे आर जस्ट सेलिंग इट अप एंड दे आर जस्ट पुलिंग द इंडेक्स डाउन. तो 23,800 से नीचे आएगा. जैसे ही आपके नीचे में यहाँ पे आप देखो जितने भी स्ट्राइक प्राइस है आपके, बी 23,700, 750, 650, 600, 500, 550, सारे नीचे के स्ट्राइक प्राइस पे पुट ओआईएस हाई, विच मीन्स द डायरेक्शन ऑफ द मार्केट इज ऊपर जाएगा तो सेल ऑन राइज, जैसे ही नीचे आएगा बाय ऑन द डिप. सो दिस इज द परफेक्ट मार्केट फॉर इंट्राडे ट्रेडिंग. नीचे आपको में लेवल मिलेगा हल्का सा तो गैप डाउन होगा, या फिर गैप अप ओपन होगा एंड इट विल गिव यू एन अपॉर्चुनिटी टू डू अ शॉर्ट ट्रेड इन इंट्राडे. तो जैसे ही नीचे आएगा, यू हैव टू बाय द डिप्स. नीचे आपके पुट हुआ है जो आपका अच्छा खासा, यू हैव वेरी हाई पुट हुआ है, द पुट्स माइट नॉट राइज, योर कॉल ऑप्शन विल राइज. जैसे ही ऊपर जाएगा, कॉल हुआ है हाई है, कॉल डी क्यों नहीं लेगा, बाय द पुट एंड लेट द मार्केट्स कम डाउन. सिंपल सिंपल वेरी सिंपल एनालिसिस. एंड इन सबके लिए लेवल्स हमने ऑलरेडी मार्क कर रखे हैं ऑन निफ्टी हियर. द रेंज इज क्रिस्टल क्लियर, 23,800, 23,850. If this gets broken, then the next resistance is at 24,000, which is not just a technical level, it's also psychological resistance. तो by default अगर वहां आएगा तो वहां पे आपको resistance face करनी पड़ेगी. On the lower end, we have 23,650 and 23,500 already marked on the charts. So आपको क्या करना है? कुछ नहीं करना है. मार्केट रैप अप में आना है, लेवल्स मार्क करने हैं, you just have to look at the analysis, trade, mark those levels and trade the levels and make profit successfully. Reap the money.
Correct. I mean, like that was gold, and this is exactly the reason why retail people should and can trust a SEBI registered experts because they're licensed and they're knowledgeable. I'm sure most of the people did not know that the strike price follows the future price. Most of them thought the current Nifty levels is the at the money call. So that was gold, Ajit. Thank you so much for today's session. Hoping to learn more from you. Thank you so much for today's session. Let's connect tomorrow. I mean, on Monday at 4:30 p.m.
Sure. Thank you.